How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today, as you may have noticed, we're only doing one video a day now, and this is for a multitude of reasons. Mainly to stop me from getting burnt out, mainly to help me keep on top of schedule easier. But anyway, enough of that. Today we're going against Tyler, also known as Lazy Boy, in the Discord server. You should go and get ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. And just as a disclaimer, I know I normally battle in OU, but today we're battling against Lazy Boy, and we're not playing by OU rules because he has a Houndstone. However, I've never battled the Houndstone before because I didn't do Wi-Fi quick enough to actually experience it. So I'm gonna see how good it is, really. Anyway, with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Oh no, Tyler's brought a Houndstone. Oh no, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be real fun. So basically what we've got to do here is we've got to try and keep the weather away. The sand, I mean, they've got two sand setters and they've got Houndstone. It's going to be a difficult one to break through. I feel like they lead off with either Tyranitar or the Hippowdon, so I'm going to lead off with Scizor. Scizor matches up pretty well against their entire team as well, so I think that's a decent option. They could also lead off with the Amoonguss and go for a free Spore. If they do, I think Rotom's the one that's going to have to go because they have, like, is Houndstone a ground type? I think it might be Ghost Ground. Even if it's not, it doesn't matter. They've still got Hippowdon there, so... and not really a lot that Rotom can touch other than the Gholdengo, so let's go for that. And the battle begins. So Tyler's going to lead off with Hippowdon as expected, as we led off with Scizor. So this is not too bad. Not too bad at all. So what we can do is we can go for a nice and powerful choice banded U-turn on this thing. Get some nice chip damage off on it. And then we can go straight into Gardevoir and start spamming it with our Moonblast, because Moonblast does really well against their entire team. Gardevoir, I can tell, is going to be a key player in this game. We just have to make sure we keep the sand away. So, in fact, instead of Gardevoir right now, I'm going to go straight into the Pelipper. Pelipper definitely seems like the optimal choice here, because we're going to get rid of the sand right away, get the rain up, which is going to stay, until they bring Tyranitar in, of course, as they go for a Stealth Rock. So, Stealth Rocks are up, which is absolutely fine by me. We can deal with the Stealth Rocks later on down the line with the Scizor. So what we can do now is we can go for a Surf, and there's no real reason not to be honest with you. They probably either go into the Amoonguss right now or the Tyranitar. So I'm going to go ahead and U-turn. I think U-turn is definitely the best option. They actually stayed in, which is really interesting. Not sure why, but I'm just going to go into Barraskewda. I think they go for a Whirlwind here. I think they're going to go for a Whirlwind. The fact that they stayed in is a bit devious, but you know, it's whatever. They go for a Whirlwind. Obviously Barraskewda's not bothered about the Stealth Rocks because of its heavy duty boots, but that's absolutely fine. There wasn't really a lot to switch into a Liquidation either, so hopefully we can bring Pelipper back in. We bring Scizor back in. That's awesome. Awesome. So Stones are going to dig into Scizor, of course. They're probably going to go for another Whirlwind, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for a Defog, just to get rid of the Stealth Rocks off our side of the field. They actually withdraw the Hippowdon, which is interesting. Are they going to go to Scizor? Not Scizor. They go to Amoonguss. I got the names mixed up. Not a Scizor. Obviously, I'm the one with the Scizor. So we go for the Defog real quick. That's going to put the Amoonguss in its place by lowering its evasiveness, which means now we have to switch out because something's going to get spored, and it's going to have to be Rotom, I'm afraid. So we'll go into Rotom real quick. Going to Shocks the Rotom. I love Rotom. It's such a cool Pokemon. Definitely such a cool Pokemon. So they go for the Spore, as you would expect. So Rotom gets put to sleep, which is unfortunate, but it's whatever. You can't really do much about that. Rotom just had to go to sleep that turn. Something had to. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to anticipate either a Giga Drain or a switch into either T-Tar or Hippowdon. So I'm going to go into Scizor again. But you do switch out. Let's see what they're going to do here, because we resist both its stabs, unless it has Foul Play, but I don't think it'll go for Foul Play. I feel like I'm the only one that really runs... Never mind. I feel like I'm the only one that runs Foul Play, proceeds to use Foul Play against me. Anyway, let's go for a U-turn and get on out of there. Get some solid damage off on the Amoonguss as well, which is always going to be nice. They're going to withdraw the Amoonguss. What are they going to go into, the Hippo or the Gholdengo? Hippowdon comes in, so the Hippo comes in. This is good though, because it means the Hippo is primed for being taken out by something else. So Sandstream is back up. We go for the U-turn, nice and powerful. Get some nice damage off as they're going to pop a Berry, which is fine by me. We can just come in now with the Pelipper, get the rain back up and KO this Hippowdon. So that's going to be great. So let's go ahead and switch Scizor out of there. We'll go into our nice and powerful Pelipper. Pelipper is going to get some... no, he's not going to get some Stealth Rock damage at all. Because there's no Stealth Rocks, which is great. So Drizzle's going to come through, get rid of that Sandstorm. And this is basically how this game's going to go. We're going to try our best to keep the hazards away and the weather away with the rain. So we'll go for a Surf right now, and hopefully we get to KO this Hippowdon. That'd be nice. They do withdraw the Hippowdon. We could have KO'd it that first turn. That's crazy. As they're going to go into the Amoonguss. So Amoonguss comes on in. My opponent's got Houndstone, so I don't actually know whether they're going to play by Sleep Claws or not. But either way, if they don't, I'll just have to deal with it somehow. So we're going to go for a Hurricane right now. And Hurricane's 100% accurate in the rain. It's going to do a lot of damage to this Amoonguss. Maybe even take it out. Probably not. But it should do a lot of damage. And that's important. So Amoonguss gets loads of damage taken to it as they go for a Clear Smog, which is going to do minimal damage to Pelipper, of course. So all stats changes are eliminated. Not that it matters. Now, I think they switch out. But at the same time, I don't know. I need to be careful here. I need to be real careful. So what I'm going to do is... I'm going to U-turn into Scizor. They do stay in. Why are they staying in? Lazy boy, why are you staying in? Are you reading me like a book right now? Is that what you're doing? I feel like he's reading me like a book. So we'll go into Scizor real quick. Scizor can come on in. We can go for a nice and powerful U-turn. And they do go for a Giga Drain, which is going to do minimal damage to Scizor, of course, because Scizor is a beast. Scizor is a beast. An absolute beast. As we can just go for a... U-turn right now. I think we're pretty safe to go for a U-turn, so let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. There we go. U-turn comes through. It's going to take out the Amoonguss. That's one threat out of the way, and then once we wake up Rotom, if we get the chance to, no more Spore, which is great. So down Scizor goes. Down Scizor goes, and we've got to keep Pelipper around. That's the important thing. We've got to keep Pelipper around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Barraskewda. And the reason I'm going into Barraskewda is A, because if the Tyranitar comes in, we just close combat in the face. We don't need rain or sand. My Hippowdon's in Liquidation range, and the Tandemaus and Gholdengo will take some serious damage from Liquidation in the rain. So Hippowdon comes in, bravely, gets the sand back up, which is absolutely fine by me. Go for a Liquidation, and that should take out the Hippowdon, which would be absolutely amazing. Liquidation comes through. Takes out the Hippowdon, and that's one less Pokemon to deal with. So there we go. Hippowdon goes down. We're on a roll right now. We're on a roll. So let's see how this goes. In comes the Gholdengo. So Gholdengo is, you know, a threat. It's going to break it. It's going to have an Air Balloon, which is unfortunate. Our best switch to this thing, if it's going to go for a Shadow Ball or a Thunderbolt, if we assume it's going to go for a Thunderbolt, we could go Rotom. If we lose Rotom, it's not a big deal. Yeah, let's go into Rotom real quick. Let's go into Rotom. So we'll go into Rotom real quick. There we go. Rotom can come on in. If they lock themselves into Thunderbolt, no, they won't lock themselves in because of the Air Balloon. But if they go for Thunderbolt, it's fine. They actually go for a trick, tricking the Air Balloon over to us, which is an interesting choice, as now they're going to get a Choice Scarf. So, with that in mind, we're definitely going to see a Shadow Ball right now. However, I don't really have a good switch into Shadow Ball, which is a problem. A real problem. So, let's go for the Shadow Ball. We'll try and wake up. We won't wake up this first turn, but we'll see if we can tank a Shadow Ball from this thing. I don't think we can. We can't. So Rotom goes down. That's fine though. We don't need Rotom. And now there's no way they can trick us back into something else. So, the Choice Scarfed. They're locked into Shadow Ball. And all I can think in my mind to do is go into Gardevoir and Mystical Fire this thing. That's all I can think to do. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to go into Gardevoir real quick. There we go. We're going to Terastallize into a pure Fairy type. We've traced its Good as Gold, so it can't trick us anymore, which is... I mean, Good as Gold is a cool ability to have on Gardevoir. Let's be real. I wish I was Tera Fire, but I'm not. I'm Tera Fairy. I'm going to go to Tera Fairy so we take less damage from the Shadow Ball. And then we go for a Mystical Fire. So we're going to Terastallize real quick into a pure Fairy type. That way we're not going to take any super effective damage from Shadow Ball. They can't switch up moves, so we know that they're going to go for a Shadow Ball. And then Mystical Fire should do a lot of damage to it. Might not KO because it's got some natural bulk to it. But it might do a lot. It'll do a lot of damage, and it'll lower the special attack as well. So Shadow Ball comes through. It's going to do a good half to us. We go for the Mystical Fire. Nearly gets the KO, which is amazing, but we do get that crucial special attack drop. Now, we are going to get buffed by the Sandstorm, which is unfortunate. However, this is great for us. I kind of want to keep... In fact, no, we don't even need Gardevoir anymore. Gardevoir's done its thing. Let's go for the Mystical Fire, banking on the fact that we can live a Shadow Ball now that the special attack drop is there. We should live 1, and we do live 1, which is great. Mystical Fire comes through. Down goes the Gholdengo. So that's absolutely amazing. That's one threat out of the way. Gardevoir claiming souls, ladies and gentlemen. Gardevoir claiming souls. So the Sandstorm is going to subside, which is good enough for me because it means it's going to bait in that T-Tar. In comes the Mouse Hold. So Mouse Hold is an interesting one. Look at that shiny. That's cool. Can't even see it while I'm terrestrialized. That's crazy. Mouse Hold is an interesting one. So we don't really have the best switch in the world to a population bomb, but we do have the Great Tusk with the Rocky Helmet, and this is how we're going to deal with this thing. They might go for a bite here. They might go for a bite, but if they do go for a bite, it's going to do minimal damage and Rocky Helmet, which would be great. So they go for a population bomb, which is fantastic because it's doing minimal damage to us, but the Rocky Helmet is going to tear away at their health. Absolutely tear away at their health. So that's going to do minimal damage to us, like I said, but it's going to tear away at their health with the Rocky Helmet. So provided they hit 10 times, it should KO. Should KO. There we go. That's one more hit, and one more hit and they go down. There we go. Down the Mouse Hold goes. Gotta love it when a plan comes to fruition like that. Gotta love it. So, they've got 2 Pokemon. They've got the Tyranitar, and they've got the Houndstone. Houndstone is a threat. Okay? Houndstone is a real threat. So what we gotta do here is... This is the only way we get around this. We EQ now. Just to get some damage off on the T-Tar. They go for a Protect. That's actually bad for them because it means they're going to stall out one of their turns. So Earthquake comes through. It's not going to do anything to the Tyranitar, of course. That's for sure. We just go straight for another EQ, though. There's no real reason not to. We're not going to go for a fighting move because we haven't got one. So we don't have to worry about it if their Houndstone switches out. But they're going to go for a Dragon Dance. Last-ditch effort with the T-Tar to go for a Dragon Dance, which is fine by me. We're just going to slap it in the face with an EQ. We've both terrestrialized already, I believe. Have we? I don't know. Let's go for another EQ and take this thing out anyway. They go for the Crunch. It's going to do minimal damage to us. Great Tusk once again showing how much of a powerhouse it really is. EQ's going to come through. There we go. Down goes the T-Tar. Boom. Now we've got to find out whether Houndstone is still broken or not. Well, not Houndstone itself, but the move Last Respects, because we know that's what they're going to go for here. Let's see if it takes us out. So that's a nice and shiny one as well, which is really cool. I'm going to go straight for that EQ. I should have gone for a knockoff, really, but I can't really switch anything into a Last Respects, so I'm going to have to try and take it with a Great Tusk. They are going to terrestrialize probably into a pure Ghost type here to get the most amount of damage from the Last Respects, as there it is, Ghost type Houndstone. Are we going to get swept here? Probably not. And the reason being for that is that we can just switch Pelipper in, get rid of its Sand Rush, and that's going to be golden. So they go for the Last Respects, completely destroys Great Tusk. Nothing I could do about that. Nothing at all we could do about that. So what we need to do now is, we first of all need to get rid of its Sand Rush. To do that, we go into Pelipper. We're going to Pelipper. We're going to old Plopper over here. Old Plopper. Get that rain up, which is going to be really beneficial for us. Then we just try and hit it in the face with a Surf. We're going to go down, because I believe outspeeds Pelipper no problem. Last Respects is going to come through right now. There ain't no way Pelipper's got this. No way. No chance whatsoever. Down go. That's a physically defensive Pelipper, by the way. Physically defensive. Couldn't even take it. So, now that the rain is gone, our best bet is to go into Scizor, Bullet Punch, then go into Barraskewda, and then finish it off with a Liquidation. So we'll do that. Go for the BP real quick. Bullet Punch comes through. There's a lot of damage to the Houndstone. They go for a Last Respects, and they're going to tear through most of our team right now. Tearing through most of our team right now. So down Scizor goes. Really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. They do lose some of the health from the Life Orb, which is great. We're going to go into... does Gardevoir outspeed Houndstone naturally? I'm not 100% sure. There's no point even risking it. Let's just go into the Barraskewda. Let's just go for the Barraskewda. Why not? Barraskewda comes through. And just in case it has Shadow Sneak, which I don't think it would have, let's go for the Aqua Jet to stop that in its place. Aqua Jet comes through, takes out the Houndstone, and there we go. There we have it. GG, lazy boy. That was a pretty fun game. It was cool to see Houndstone again. I mean, I know I normally play by Smogon rules, and Houndstone's obviously banned by Smogon rules, but it's fine. We got to see Houndstone, and I never got to battle Houndstone when it was OU because I wasn't ready for Wi-Fi battles then. The game had only just come out. So I never got to use Houndstone, and I'm pleased I finally got to face one, so that's awesome. So anyway, thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.